Hi, and welcome. Welcome to our broadcast. I want you to go to the live. I want you to always go and click on subscribe in order to be told, at least notified, whenever we are going live. From time to time, we are going to be going live to bring you updated as to what we are doing. We have some wonderful topics that we want to share with you, and we want to be part of your life in so many different powerful ways. Today, I want to talk to you on the topic of the likelihood of making bad decisions. The likelihood of making bad decisions. Now, as I said, make sure you press subscribe, tell somebody about this video and these videos that we'll be bringing to give you some life coaching. So, I just want to give you 4 things that could influence us making some bad decisions. Number one, when you make a bad decision, one of the first things that is always available is the opportunity to make a bad decision. You always will have that. That opportunity to make bad decision is always going to come to the fore. Nobody ever makes a bad decision that never had the opportunity. The burglar, the fraudster, the rapist, the person who's unfaithful, is because there's an opportunity to do it. So there's a likelihood of making a bad decision as long as an opportunity presents itself. Does it mean that every time an opportunity presents itself, you will make a bad decision? No, sir. That's not true. But it is a key ingredient in this whole aspect of making a bad decision. So one of the things that you and I have always got to do is make sure that we stay away from the things that give us the opportunities to make bad decisions. All right? So once you get that, the second thing that always would influence you to make a bad decision is other person's role in the scheme of things. You see, the man who goes to create the burglary or the situation that created that fight that caused us to be able to get into a circumstance that we regret, there's always somebody else's role that plays out in this thing. Either an accomplice or somebody who refused to get involved to prevent you. And most times there is somebody who supports us in some of the things that we do. There is always another person who's aware but may not have done anything to stop you. There might be somebody who inadvertently or passively encouraged something that is wrong. The man who's unfaithful, the woman who's unfaithful, has a friend who knows of what is going on. The person who goes to commit the burglary has a family member, has a friend, a partner who knows what is going down. Every time that you go to do something, there's a high chance you are not doing it alone. Somebody knows about it. Even the man who does the mass shooting, before he goes and do mass shooting, many times you will hear them say that he posted something that indicated his propensity to do so on his social media. So there are other people's roles. This is why that as a society we cannot be silent when we are seeing people going down the wrong road and making some decisions. Somebody has got to speak up. It is because of the silence of so many people why there are so many people who can afford to do wrong. One, because they have the opportunity, and two, because a number of people do not say anything. So you give almost tacit approval to what they're doing. And there are some people who do not only just passively participate in the wrong, but they actively participate in the wrong. They join you. So the boy who runs away from school, the girl who skips classes, she has a friend who she skipped the classes with, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a partner who left school and went to him to the river, to the beach. Most times there is somebody who's there. So number one is opportunity. Number two is other person's role. And number three, you have another reason that other people, the possibility of being caught is going to be another factor. I used to be what we call a licensing officer, and I remember we stopped a vehicle on the road. It was a truck one day, and the truck was unlicensed. And we stopped the truck, and the gentleman had to pay, I think it was 2,500 and something dollars of our money for the license fee for the truck. And he said, fellas, I'll pay that willingly. And I said, why would you say that? He said, because the possibility of being caught is so minuscule, so small. The last time I paid was 5 years ago. So if therefore you now catch me and I have to pay $2,500, you know how much money I've saved in 5 years if I paid it diligently, and you're never going to be coming out on the road and catch me. You say, I will pay this now. Because the chances are the next 5 years you all will catch me again. So whenever there's a possibility of being caught, or the lack of the possibility of being caught, once somebody thinks I could get away with this crime, I could get away with this wrong, they are going to more likely do it. But if, however, the person, there is a high system, and the reason why there's violence so much all over the world, so many places, is because the thieves, the criminals, those people who behave in such mercenary ways, they know that there's a high possibility that they would not be caught. What that does is create a society that engenders evil, engenders wrong, engenders mayhem. But once you have the armed forces and or police and the judicial system, or parents who will make sure that they catch their children when they do wrong, not only when the people report it, but they are diligent in making sure that they are monitor what is going on. If the child knows I could just tell my parents anything and get away with it, the child is going to do it. But the possibility of being caught, if that possibility is high, it reduces the chance of a wrong being perpetrated. If the possibility of being caught is low, well, if the possibility is high, should I say, if the possibility is high that you will be caught, you'll reduce your chance of doing the wrong. But if the possibility of being caught is low, then what you do is you increase the chances of the person doing the wrong thing. And then we have one more. So we have opportunities. If the opportunity is there, the person is going to more likely do it. If the person has another person who is an accomplice, or somebody who will remain silent, then there's a likelihood that they'll do wrong. And then if there's a possibility of being caught, it will reduce the chance of doing wrong. But if there is a low possibility of being caught, then the person is likely to commit the crime. And then you have this fourth one, system failure. When your judicial system fails as nation, when parents fail to take responsibility for what their children are doing and for training of the children, when there are things in the system, in the churches fail, then there's a high chance that members of the church will be living as they like. When the system fails and people do not account for the wrong, and people figure that there's nobody that needs to be marshalling them or monitoring them or supporting them, there's no support system, there's no body system, there is a high chance and likeliness that you're going to do wrong. You're going to do bad, and you're going to make some bad decisions. So what are we going to do? Here's what we're going to do. Take responsibility. Take responsibility by every time you meet an opportunity, ask yourself, am I going to take this opportunity, or I will let this one pass? The opportunity to drink will be there. Should I take it, knowing that I have a weakness for alcohol, or should I let this pass? The opportunity to go on the line with the boys, knowing that they are going to drink. I spoke with a gentleman recently, and he said that one of the things that he started doing is avoiding the friends who drink because he wants to stop drinking. So what he's doing, he's refusing the opportunity. That's one of the ways to start making some good decisions. Other people's role, start calling your friends. Decide which friends you're going to hang around, the people that you're going to follow, those that you're going to use as mentors. There are people that we follow that are no good to us. So watch the people. So watch the opportunities and choose the opportunities right. Watch the people you hang around. The possibility of being caught, if you have a moral standing, you don't have to study about the opportunity of being caught. You will know something is wrong and not do it. So you will see that wallet on the table and you tell yourself, that wallet I will not take, whether or not I'll be caught. This game that I lost, they may not have recognized I lost the game. I may have been playing cricket and the ball hit the wicket, but nobody recognized it, I will own up to it. I don't have to have a possibility of being caught. If my moral and my spiritual standard is right, those are the compasses that will set us. I have a moral standard and I have a spiritual standard. And because of that, I don't need somebody to tell me I am wrong. I know that I'm wrong and I will own up to it. You will own up to it. And four, the system fails because people fail. But if we have a responsibility to ourselves, a lot really stands upon us. We can make some good decisions in life. And I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you out there to make some good decisions. Stop making bad decisions and reduce the chances of us living in regret. Live your life in possibilities. I'm Michael Stewart. Press subscribe and listen out for more coming from us here so that you'll always be notified. And you have yourself a wonderful day and a God-centered